Dominik Mysterio just put out a pretty big challenge that would be crazy to see. We'll also check out what's up with Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, and more. Starting things off with everything new for the Judgment Day and the huge moment they just went through. For just about a year now, there was a lot of tension teased and hinted at between Finn and Dominik. It started last spring, where it seemed Finn was jealous of Dominik's recent success and his Intercontinental Championship reign. There were a few instances back then where Finn was trying to quietly sabotage Dominik's title reign. And at that time, it was looking like Finn would kick Dominik out of the Judgment Day, screw him out of the title, and have Dominik turn babyface. That's where it sort of seemed like that story was headed, but it was abruptly stopped last year. The story resumed again in early 2026, but with the roles now fully reversed. It no longer seemed like Finn was kicking out Dominik. It appeared that Dominik would be the one kicking Finn out, and that's exactly what went down on March 9th. After costing Dominik the Intercontinental title to Penta the week prior, Finn was nowhere to be seen for the whole week. He did not even show up to the Judgment Day's lair at Raw. This led to Dominik calling out Finn to the ring to question him about his recent actions. Finn explained how he was trying to teach Dominik a lesson about needing to fight his own battles sometimes. Finn said that all he's been trying to do over the last few years is help and guide Dominik, but how he's starting to think that maybe everything Rey Mysterio has said about Dominik is true, how Dominik is spoiled, entitled, and some other strong words there as well. Some pushing and shoving took place between Finn and Dominik. Finn eventually kicks Dominik and starts getting the upper hand on Dominik, but it's Finn's extremely close friend, JD McDonough, who stops Finn in his tracks with a massive clothesline, and Finn never recovered again after that. Finn was taking hits from literally every single Judgment Day member. Liv Morgan, Raquel, JD, and Dominik all laid down some punches on Finn. This moment officially marked the end of Finn's time in the Judgment Day. He was in the group from mid-2022 all the way to nearly mid-2026. So nearly 4 years in the Judgment Day. It's actually kind of crazy to think about how much time Finn has spent in the group, but everyone seemed to agree that it was definitely time for Finn to do something else away from the Judgment Day. This moment also marked the official start of Finn's babyface turn. The first time Finn is a babyface since 2022, right before he joined the Judgment Day in the first place. Finn's removal from the group also passes the seniority title to Dominik Mysterio. Dominik is now the longest tenured member of the Judgment Day, and the only member left that joined the group during their initial year of 2022. The Judgment Day prides themselves on having no actual leader, but in terms of seniority, Dominik is now number 1 on the list. It's a whole new era for the Judgment Day. We've seen them go through many different alterations over the years, and they find themselves once again in the start of a new era. The first 4 core members of the group are now fully gone and out of the picture completely. So what's next for everyone that's a part of this story here? Well, undoubtedly what's next is a singles match between Dominik Mysterio and Finn. And with WrestleMania season being in full swing, and considering that was a super long-term program, everyone expects for that Finn and Dominik match to take place at WrestleMania. It's a singles match that technically has nothing on the line and no visible stakes, but bad blood and issues run very deep between Finn and Dominik, so that will serve as the true backbone of this WrestleMania matchup. A long-time buzzing rumor about this matchup has also been the return of the Demon. The Demon has not been seen since way back at WrestleMania 39 in 2023, and with the company trying to strongly establish Finn as a top babyface again and get his popularity back up, that had fans thinking that this could be the ideal time to bring back the Demon. Finn's a babyface again, and it's the WrestleMania stage, so an appearance by the Demon definitely fits the narrative and seems possible. Dominik and the Judgment Day all played a role in the beatdown of Finn, but it certainly would be the ultimate surprise if Dominik suddenly finds himself across the ring from the Demon instead of ordinary Finn, like he was originally expecting. Finn was just betrayed by his close friend JD. His entire group just treated him like that after everything he's done for them. It definitely sets a perfect narrative in place for the Demon to be brought into the picture again. But Demon or no Demon, Finn should get the win over Dominik either way at WrestleMania 42, and that should send Finn back on his way of being one of the top babyfaces on Raw. And from there we can expect Finn to stay locked in on his goal of becoming a world champion. And with his morals and mindset now being corrected to doing things the right and honorable way, maybe he does get closer to that goal. And for Dominik, he still has Liv Morgan and the entirety of the Judgment Day, so it'll be great to see what else they can get up to there with him as well. In other Dominik Mysterio related news, he desperately wants to get his Intercontinental title back from Penta. During a new interview with Brad Gilmore, Dominik revealed that he's willing to do whatever it takes to get his title back. Dominik suggested the idea of putting his own hair and mustache on the line against Penta's mask and the Intercontinental Championship. Talk about a high-stakes match that would actually be insane if Dominik's hair, Dominik's mustache, as well as Penta's mask and title would all be on the line in this matchup. There's no rumors or buzz about them actually doing anything like this in the near future, but it was still a very fun pitch by Dominik. Rey Mysterio has also played around with the idea of having a mask versus hair match against Dominik Mysterio, so there does seem like an actual chance that we could eventually see Dominik put his hair on the line in some future match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair's storyline has been a big focus over the last few months, and last time we spoke about them was coming out of the Elimination Chamber match. We mentioned how Alexa and Charlotte had little to no direction at all following that Chamber match, and how the next few weeks of Smackdown should give us a sense of direction of where they're headed. And we did get that direction. The team of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair crashed the celebration of the Irresistible Forces, and Julia and Kiana James got involved too. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte ended up defeating Julia and Kiana James in a tag team match on that edition of Smackdown. It was not an official #1 contenders match for the women's tag team titles, but what that match did show and accomplish was that Alexa and Charlotte were back on the same page with each other, which was definitely needed to show because things between Alexa and Charlotte have been a little questionable since everything that happened at the Royal Rumble. So the burning question has been about if Alexa and Charlotte were on a course of falling out with each other, or if they'll be able to bounce back from their recent issues. And the answer appears to be that they're bouncing back very strongly. Based on what was established there in that segment, it looks like they could be setting up a multi-team match for the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania. So that very well could be Alexa and Charlotte's role at WrestleMania 42. They will most likely be involved in a match for the women's tag team titles. For Charlotte, it's another huge match on the WrestleMania stage. And for Alexa Bliss, it's a massive return to the WrestleMania stage as well. A lot of people forget, but the last time Alexa Bliss competed in a WrestleMania match was in 2020 at WrestleMania 36. But that was obviously not in front of a real crowd. So if you're talking about the last time Alexa competed in front of an actual WrestleMania crowd, you gotta go all the way back to WrestleMania 34 in 2018. It's been a very long time since Alexa competed in front of a real WrestleMania crowd, so this match would be Alexa's own big return to that stage. It's unknown if Alexa and Charlotte would actually win the titles back though. The Irresistible Forces just won the title. It's Lash Legend's first title on the main roster, so it doesn't seem like they would end that title reign so soon, just to put it back on Alexa and Charlotte. So maybe Alexa and Charlotte would come out on the losing side if they competed for the titles at WrestleMania 42. And we'll have to see how that loss affects Alexa and Charlotte's psyche going forward. Would they be able to handle a big loss on the WrestleMania stage and pull through it? Or will their team crumble right after that loss? It's all things to really look out for. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.